Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Darcy's Misadventures with Mixed Media, and thank you for coming and joining me today. It's based on Roxy's weekly challenge, the painted tags, but doing something else, because when I watched Shabby Dabby Doodah, Tina, she used labels, and that gave me an idea to try this with labels. So I've got one page already collaged because, you know, who wants to see that all day? So I've just got bits that are off all around me, and I'm just kind of putting them on. I'm not worried that they have, I didn't cut off the white bits or the blank bits. That didn't bother me because we want them to be a little bit neutral, and sometimes you might want some more blank bits. I also didn't want my papers too big. These are a little bit big, but that's okay because I'll put another layer over, like I did here, where I just added some little bits here and there. That's what I will do. I did not get anything organized today except my tack stuff because that had to happen eventually. I mean, my poor friend, I used to work for a tax service, so I know how annoying it is when people wait till the last minute. And when I worked there, sometimes I'd have them in right away, and sometimes I would be a little less efficient, we'll say. But I was doing them myself because, I had the program, and I just did them myself. I don't have the program now. And so I have to send them in for my friend to do them for me. But they did let go of some clients this year because they just needed to lighten their workload. Well, that really could have gone on a higher level. So, they had less people this year, which worked out good. Because, they're like retirement age and they're still doing taxes. They are awesome. Everyone that I go pick up taxes for, because I still do that for them, I go... we have some older people that don't want to mail them that far because, my friends moved quite a distance from where we are now. So I go pick them up and I fax their stuff. Also, I think I figured out how to use both sides of my glue paper. Oh man, wish I had seen that 207. I would have used it the other way. So, kind of overlapping here and there. Big pieces, little pieces, all the pieces. So, yeah, I got my taxes. He did them right away. I'm like, you did not have to put me at the top of the list. I was at the top of the list because I waited and didn't send my sons till today either. Dad's has been done. He was like, why don't you go ahead and send this to him? I was like, yep, I will. But my son, I had to wait for him to get his W-2, which was online, of course. Heaven forbid they mail it to you and make life easier for you. No, you have to go online. What if you don't have a printer? Maybe he unwittingly or unknowingly opted in for paperless, but I don't know. The nice thing about doing the labels, we don't have to back them, But I am using like a lightweight cardstock, so they'll be sturdy and not like get all... Well, that was very neutral right here, isn't it? But that's okay, because we're doing the painting and some stamping and whatnot. I'm going to do some of the floral stamps and also some number stamps, all the things. So, let's save some of these smaller pieces for the top layer. So I hope you are all doing well. I know that some of you are taking care of your own craft space and doing some organization, and I'm so proud of you. And I know 2 of you know who you are. They've kind of been hanging out. They've been kind of doing a Zoom together and organizing their space together, which is awesome. I love that for them. And one day when I was organizing, what was I organizing? What was it, Lisa? What was I organizing? I think it was when I first started sorting out the oh, I can't remember, fussy cuts maybe, when I, you know, at the very beginning when I was just starting to sort them out. And so I did that while we were on Zoom, which was fun and a nice distraction. And it's not like that all needed to be on camera, because I had way more than enough to, I still had plenty to put on camera after that. Let's put it that way. Alright, so you saw me take that paper out from the bottom, right? And now I'm going to turn this paper and put the glue side down to what the glue side was, and then use this glue, you know, that way I'm using both sides. And I will have one thick, gluey mess when I'm done. Well, I'm hoping when we cut these that the black, like, it won't matter what color backing paper we use, because it'll get glued down. And we can maybe use up some of our papers, use up some of the colors that we have on hand that we just don't love. You know what I'm saying? Alright. You know what I'm saying, Vern? That is who says it, isn't it? Man. You forget about things like that till something comes up out of your mouth. Alright, now I'm taking one from the bottom, which is a clean one, and laying it here so it doesn't get sticky. And then I'll move it. I like 38. It's an even number. Not that it's going to show, not that it matters even the slightest bit. So yeah, I just kind of ripped down some papers. I've got some dictionary. I've got, I think, a Latin or French. I'm not sure which book, if it came out of one of my books or if it was in my stuff from Rachel that I bought. And then I've also got this, which is whatchamacallit? Oh, Chatterbox book. Oh, that side would have been good. It did have some words on it that were a little bit different. But I already put the glue down. What can you do? Just look on this side before you start gluing. Yep, I'll do that side. Some good color on some of these papers. I know you hate to just put paint over them, but you know, sometimes that's what you do. So if you have watched either Rachel at Roxy Creations do the Roxy's Weekly Challenge, or if you've watched Gail Gustinelli or Tina Shabby Dabby Doodah, and there's several other people that also do the challenge, because you know it's lots of fun ephemera, so go check it out. But we all try to do it a little bit differently. Like Gail had some just plain book page, not collage, that was painted that somebody had sent her, so she made some tags out of that, which was brilliant. And Tina, let's see, oh, what did she do? She did something a little different. Oh, she just used a bunch of digital, so hers were not quite as neutral. Still came out great though. So yeah, it's just like, it's fun to see everybody's take. I know there's other people that do it too. I'm trying to think off the top of my head who. I can't think. Alright, now I'm turning this one over, sticky side to sticky side. Now I have a fresh, ooh, that's nice, fresh glue page. And cutting the page in half seemed to be helpful. Yeah, I covered some of that. I'm aware. I'm fully aware. But it's background, it's texture. It's all good in the neighborhood. So yeah, I just was not, even crafting, I was just struggling with, I didn't want to make anything, I didn't want to clean anything, I went upstairs and I printed some stuff to fussy cut, because, you know, now as I realized the things I like to use most are the things that I make. And so I printed some more of my stuff. And so in fussy cutting, it's just relaxing. I really like the fussy cut. So I fussy cut and watch stupid stuff. I mean, like what was Bob's Burgers, if you really want to know. I was catching up on his stuff. I hadn't watched, I hadn't caught up. That's something I watch. Now you know. One of my little secrets. So you've got a big blank spot there. That's not a bad thing per se. Let's use this little last bit here, and maybe we can save these to stamp numbers on them because they are just beautifully aged. So that could be a thing we do. I do. I mean, you can too with your stuff. Just saying. Let's see. Where there's big pieces, I'm going to try to put some small pieces. That way I don't have to like be all fiddly and tedious putting a bunch of small pieces in. I want that to go a different direction than the one it's going to be next to, even though they might not even, you know, if I put a label here, it might not even connect to that piece, but we're not going to worry about it. Like there's a big space here. Let's see. Do some of this. This chatterbox is really cool. It is has blue printing. It's awesome. I love it. I mean, who doesn't like a little blue printing? I know I do. Now, I haven't figured, I have one chalk paint. Well, I have another one somewhere, but I have this chalk paint that was near me. So, I know Rachel did that. And then I think I might even do a little bit of gesso. And then, so I might do one with some gesso. And maybe I'll do the gesso, then the chalk paint, then a little bit of stains. So I might be a little haphazard with both. The gesso, I'm not going to put like a full layer of anything, is what I'm trying to say. Alright, let's find some of those little pieces that I used before. Let me check my layering bits. Ooh. I don't know that this one has very small pieces. Oh, and these are a lot of labels, but like I could put a little color on there. Ooh, Tina's, those would be fun. I know, labels and then make labels. That's not weird at all. Let's see. Might be a little. But, well, like something like this. I wish it wasn't 10 pulses. I mean, they're good thick like that for some things, but not necessarily for collage. But like that might be fun because it'll be a little bit on some different labels. And same with that, but that's if I kind of make sure that it doesn't get labels. That is like all different labels. Ooh, I've got, let's see, I wanted smaller bits though. I do have some checks. Some little, oh, here's a little one. I could even cut any of these down a little bit. I like the little quilts, they make me happy. Let's see, I think my other layering bits bag might have, ooh, but I could just kind of put those numbers here and there's abouts. And that. I could do some stamps too. Alright, so this one I'm just going to make sure, I need a fresh page. The bigger labels, I'm just going to try to make sure that I get more than one label on it when I do the labels. Maybe. Or, better idea, maybe it's not a better idea. I'm going to cut it down the middle here, middle-ish. Doesn't have to be exactly the middle. And put them on the edge. Or anywhere really, but kind of on the edge. There we go. I like that. You can cut your stuff. Did you know that? You are allowed to cut your stuff. It's your stuff. It is definitely your stuff. Oh, and I do have a random thought that I haven't made a video for yet, but I'll tell you anyway. Is that when you have digitals, that you buy digitals, like say you buy some words and there's like, you know, 20 different words, you can look and see, you know, are these words that I'm actually going to use? You don't have to store all the words just because you bought them all. Just pick and choose the ones you like and put those in your stash, and you can toss the other ones because your space is more important than having all the things. I don't know. That's my thought anyway. And if you like do get rid of a word you thought you wouldn't use, like me with goals yesterday, there's always going to be something else you could use. So, you know, I didn't think that I would use goals. I'm like, when am I going to use goals in a journal? Well, apparently I would have when it came to like the little boy trying to get the bunny out of his hole. So, you know, there's that. There's a lot going on right here, which means I could just avoid it when I put down, when I put my stamps, but also, you know, it's paint, but paint will be on it too. We'll just put that little, the Rhode Island Company. Actually, I might have taken that off. That might not be. Good thing it's getting paint on it. Let's put it that way. It's possible that somebody put it on Facebook and I was like, ooh, I like that. I'm not going to do these. Alright. I still want some more small pieces, but I'm not going to stress about it because this layer is getting covered anyway. So we'll see if we need the small pieces, you know, after. Alright, this one should be a little bit dry, so let's move on to this one. And also, let's hope I can find the labels. Oh, that's right. I put them. Whew. My label stamps. I forgot for a second where I put them. Don't need them quite yet, but I'll want those, and I will want my flower stamps. Maybe some script too, we'll see. Yeah, probably some script. Just take out all the things. I did order myself one of these. Thank you. I forget who you were. You said, note this. Bo Bunny, note this. Take note, note this. I did find it after I did the video yesterday too, and I might have paid too much for it on Mercari, but I didn't pay the highest price that was on Amazon. It was like $20, and I don't even know if that included shipping on Amazon. Oh my! All right, close your ears. And now I can open it. I wouldn't do that with a glass jar, but if you've got a plastic jar, that works. I learned that from Lisa at It's Only Paper. She actually does junk journal spreads. So if you're looking for someone who does junk journal spreads, she's a good person to watch, and she's got a lovely accent. Lovely, lovely. I'm looking for a paper towel. It's right here. Oh my goodness. Okay, does anybody else watch Cass Clutterbug and her spring cleaning video? And where she was singing spring cleaning. I love her. I was like, oh yeah, there's my girl singing along. Go girl. Eddie was singing. Eddie Makes Art. He was singing on his channel. It just makes me happy to hear other people just break out in song. I don't know why. All right. A little piece of paper. So the gesso should be somewhat transparent, especially if I'm doing a nice light coat. And so I was trying to water it down a little bit. Oh, not that much. What are you thinking, lady? That's not even going to do anything. Oh, there we go. That's fairly transparent. I'm just putting it on, ruining my brush a little bit because you don't have to press this hard. I don't know why I press this hard when I use a brush. It's just what I do. I want it a little bit darker in some spaces and lighter in some. There is some digital papers on here, so I probably don't want to get those too wet. That's all. But this will help put it in the background a little bit. It'll help our colors that we put on be a little bit more vibrant, maybe, if we want that. I don't know. Anyway, we're not looking for perfection. We're looking for interest. Could have even used, credit card or gift card or whatever old gift card. Not one you're still using. Doesn't even have to go on straight. All right. So we'll do one with gesso and one without. How about that? And we'll put the cover on straight. Because that would be, oh my word, why is this cover so hard to put on straight? Oh my Anybody else have that much trouble with the TCW gesso? And let's just put some, let that dry a minute. I don't know when the last time I used this paint was. I think everybody's awake except for my husband. And he was asleep, and then he got up to get his stuff because he has to go to work tomorrow. You know, sometimes you get to work from home and sometimes you have to go to work. Is it? Oh, you know what? Oh. I don't know. I think that might be pretty dried up. Which, you know, is a good way to find out that you don't have to keep it. If it's dried out, you might not want to keep it. Oh my goodness. It is, wow, it's fairly solid in there. All right, let me go find my green one. Wait. I want more of this color a little bit because it looks really pretty with the green one that I'm about to get. So, all right. Okay. Let me toss that. Look at that. We're getting, I didn't do it. I decluttered something today, even though I didn't do any official type of cleaning. We'll pause for a second. It's opening easily enough. So that's a plus. I might have to stir it. It gets, the oil settles on the top. Let's see. So this one, usually, and there's not as much oil as there once was in there because it leaked out the cover one time. I had like this weird oil stuff all over and eventually figured out it was this. Whew. That probably would have taken less effort if I used a wider, isn't that a pretty color? Love it. I love it with this too. Well, maybe we're going to come up with something else now with the drippiness. Okay. Not going to worry about being perfect. Some of each color. And the one thing that was nice about using chalk paint, I think that Rachel and Tina might have both mentioned it, is that you know, it's not plasticky like acrylic paint can be. So like, and sometimes though you can get the craft paints in matte. Ooh, I'll go grab one of those to see how it works. How does that sound? We'll do some of the matte acrylic paint that I have and see how it does. Okay. Alright, that needs to dry now. All over the place with that. Alright, and put the cover on this because we're going to try one of the matte. Oh, you'll see. I'll show you when I go get, oh my goodness. I'll just pause and then put the cover on this. I'm not good with covers. What's up with that? So these are the matte paints that I get at Joann Fabrics. Top notch. So we'll see how they do. I will do a little bit of pink, but the rest is probably going to be more in the, what is this color called? What is this color called? Green velvet. Oh, I thought it was more of a forest green, but it's a problem when I do this at night. My son comes down and wants to talk to me. Not that I don't want to talk to my son. I love when my son wants to talk to me. It just means I have to stand up and pause. That's all. I don't know why I'm putting this on here when I did the other ones off to the side. That seems a little weird. A little wet. Whew. I'm not sure. It might be a little plasticky. But, you know, we've got some spring flowers that are going to happen, so not a bad idea to have a little pink action happening. And we'll see how we do with this darker color. This is, oh, there, now it came off. This one is deep turquoise. I mean, oh, And well, this is a pink shirt now. Forgot to change my shirt before it came down. So now I have a new paint shirt. Unless I just splatter some turquoise all over it and make it a splatter shirt. That's on me, people. I forgot to, that was way more water than I needed. Alright, I'm going to take this and kind of blend the pink and the turquoise a little bit in the middle there. Maybe take a little bit of the water out of here, which on the gesso makes an interesting little, see the paper and the gesso take the paint differently too. Alright, a little bit of the green velvet. Oh, we'll just do that bit. I'll try to make sure that my brush is a little drier this time. Oh my goodness. I've been trying to do better with my, now I'm not sure what color ink maybe black will show for the stamps. Kind of want to blend this together a little bit too. The green and the turquoise would be a nice fun little thing happening there. So that gives this a little bit different look over there. Alright, let's move these out of the way. Another paper towel. And then we had Patty Pockets, right? Where'd she go? She's way back behind the stamps. Alright, let's try this a little bit on. Yep, it's dusty. Are we surprised though? We're not. We're not even a little bit surprised, are we? Sometimes I think I should probably check it. Like that is just pigment. So it should be fine. I don't know why it doesn't stay in the... Oh, let's try just some kind of... I don't know if I want to get it wet first. That's the thing. Of course, that's going to make it, definitely give it a different texture using the Patty Pockets, because it's kind of a sticky. But I thought it might be fun to try it, because I know a lot of people have bought it. If you haven't bought it, don't worry. You could probably get, well, she probably still has it, and something similar might be like just a glaze. I know Eyes Ink has a glaze. I don't hate what's going on here. And then I also have, I think, did I get it? No, I didn't. This wax. It's still wax. It's just antique wax. It is darker. I do know that. Oh, let's use the cover. Definitely darker. I don't know how it'll stamp on it though, so I kind of don't want to do too much, but it does antique it some, right? And then I think you're supposed to rub it off. Wax on, wax off. Is that what we do? Is that the thing we're supposed to do? Okay. Just trying some different things. And did I do? No, I didn't. It's just kind of giving that gesso effect underneath because it was a chalk paint, I think. Yeah, see, that's a little bit, the Patty Pockets is a little sticky. The wax, not so much. And not much of the green shows, but that's okay. Maybe we'll even want to do like some dark turquoise on there or some rusty hinge to give it a, you know, to make it look like it's a, or copper, I don't know. The cover's not going on and it's frustrating me. There we go. I'm going to get them on eventually, but this was just Art Minds wax. I got it on clearance. It's usually $3.99. It's $1.57 at Michael's. So, you know, there's that. So, yeah, we got those three colors, that color, and those adjusted colors. And I'm going to go ahead and do some never before seen things on this channel. I'm going to make sure my brush is rinsed off good, and I mean, some clean water would be helpful. I'll try to remember to take it in with me to wash it too. But I'm going to set it on top so it's not sitting in the water. Because once I'm done with this, I'm going to go wash it. So, yes, that's another thing that's just never really been done before on this channel. I'm trying to change my ways, people. Trying to be a better stamp mama, a better brush mama, a better studio mama. Alright, that's pretty much dry now. Alright, I'm going to do the big stamps first, which will be more like the flowers and whatnot. And I think I'm going to use this, don't look at it. It's the thing that Louisa Heinzel suggested we use for our thingamabob. Does anybody know where I put my, there it is. My favorite Stays On ink is Timber Brown. It's almost black without being black. And also do this off to the side because otherwise, so I have these, there's just like flower heads, Tim Holtz. They have some leaves and other things too, but I thought they'd be perfect for just putting random flowers around because there's a few different ones. And since Rachel was using mostly flowers and whatnot, and it is springtime, I thought I would go ahead and do that. And it doesn't matter how many, that's not what I need to do. It doesn't matter how many I put on because they're not going to be together when we're all said and done. Got some ferns, we got some little ones. Oh, here we go. So I think this one might be a peony. And also I don't need to cover the whole thing necessarily. And it would help if I did it. Here's my problem. I'm not paying attention to where my own thingamabob is. But the reason I'm using this is because we have all our texture here, which makes it a little bit harder to stamp. Ooh, a little daisy. See, different sizes are also good. I thought I had a smaller one of these, but it's not in there. This one's a little bit on the warped side. Oh, I do know where I can get that one though, if I wanted to. I do like a daisy, but I've got other daisies too, so that's, but yeah, you see it got, it might have touched that one that kind of melted. It's basically what might have happened. Trying to ruin my stamps with those cheap freebie stamps that somebody probably got for free. I mean, I really liked it though. It was one I liked using because it was the rosette. You know, like the one that's in public domain that a lot of people use. Alright, oh, we have the, this is a poppy. See that? Oh, I didn't have it on the foam. That could account for something. I'm just being random. I am not looking what direction I am. Well, I was being random. Now I'll probably start thinking about it because I tend to do that. But don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. Because they're not even going to be together. You're just going to see bits and parts and bits of flowers. Like we could take these little daisies here and just take the heads and kind of cluster them here and there. See, how cute are they? Yeah, we could put them with the other one. Try not to get the stems, but you know. Oh well. You might get the stems. But that just adds a little bit of filler. If something comes out that I really don't like how it turned out, you know what? I think we'll just hold that one up. Then I can always just avoid that, or could even have the label, the line of the label go on there, you know what I mean? Got a little clover flower here. I don't know if I can go overboard. I need to press the middle. What is wrong with you, lady? Press the middle of the stamp. There we go. And I was thinking I had some... Oh, I was thinking I'll do that on the other one. Not that one. Where's the other one? Oh, on the one... Oh, we just did the blue one, didn't we? Oh, there's another flower I haven't done yet. There's some little... where is it? I used it yesterday. Did I take it out and set it to the side? No. Oh well. I don't know what happened to it. Was it in here? Nope, but we might use that on the next one. Alright. I'm going to fill in with a little bit of script here and there. And maybe some smaller script as well. Just some different size scripts. And it's okay if we overlap the flowers. That's not a big deal. You don't have to have these flowers. You don't have to have these scripts. You just use what you've got. Do the best you can with what you've got. Oh, I've got some... kind of love this. Do I have... This just has a little measurement on it. Probably not even going to be on here straight, but you know what? That's okay. And if I put it across like this, it'll hit some and not the others. And it'll be kind of cool. My goodness, I'm making a mess. Could I be any messier? And, you know, they're not going to be, you know, we're doing labels, so it won't matter. Nothing really matters. Nothing. And when it comes to this stuff. How about this little postal? Any places where we might want to put that? Like where a flower didn't come out. He's kind of big. This one's a little bit smaller. No, it's not. It's the same size. Pay attention, lady. Ooh, this one's nice and small. For filling in those little areas where you might want a little something. And then we could also put some numbers. Other numbers that we haven't already put. Like these. Oh my goodness. I thought I had... Oh, I do. Okay, good. They don't want to stay. You know what you do when that happens? You just get a little bit of... Or if you have some temporary two-sided tape, that could work. But also, don't do what I just did. My word. Put it so that the back is down and the stamp part is up. Because that's the way you're supposed to do it. Not the way I did it. I don't know. I'm looking forward to see how these come out. Let's see. Figured instead of doing 6 pages, I just do however many this is. 2 pages with multiple colors. Right? Right. I want a different size number now. Let's see. Or another smaller circle. Try to get places where there's... There we go. I think this is pretty full now. What do you think? A little bit larger number. Who said that in the back? I heard ya. They won't likely be used on the same thing, so it won't matter. Alright, now let's do it with some different flowers. we have this one. Should we do it? I'll still use the brown. Or do I want to use a lighter color? See, now that I said that, we'll do some brown over here. Oh, see, this is the problem. Because we have all those layers, and I'm not worried about that though. With all those layers in there, we kind of need to, with all the, there we go, that's better. But that's the beauty of this stamp. It looks good, even if it just gets on there partially. Alright, I was thinking this dandelion one might be kind of, oh, not dandelion, what is it? Is it like Queen Anne's lace kind of a deal? But it's definitely a different aesthetic than that other one. Less bold, more open. I wish I knew what I did with that other. Alright, and let's use some of my favorite. Because why not? Alright. Should we just do less on that one, or? Or what? Am I just gonna do what I want no matter what I ask you? I'll ask you stuff, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna listen to you. Because I just don't always hear you. Maybe you're not yelling loud enough at the computer or your device. Maybe you need to yell louder. Dig deeper. Does anybody know what that show was from? I mean, that quote was from? What show? You'll have to remind me later and ask me what it was from the Dig Deeper. What is that from? Anybody? Anybody? Bueller? It was from that kind of time period. Let's see. Are you talking to me, Joe? Did I just hear you say mama? Or am I imagining things? Might be imagining things. Alright, that can go over there. Oh, we still have this over here? Alright, but we're going to use a different color. That's what we're going to do. Keeping that out because I'll still use the label for that. Or use that for the labels words. Why are words so hard, though? Can someone explain it to me, please? What is this? Oh, that's the squirrel. He's in with the script. Not sure why. But he is. That's where he is. I do wish I knew what I did with that the leafy stamp. Is it like here and you can see it and you're trying to yell at me and tell me? This is kind of like a sea green. Excuse me. Do you want to do a little peacock maybe? Excuse me. Oh, we wanted to do some rusty hinge or something, or coppery color over in this area, didn't we? Oh, maybe we'll do the I actually have a different oxide, so maybe we'll do a couple labels that color. Alright. I should probably look for my permanent inks. But we're not doing Mermaid Lagoon. You know what? Oh, let's try Garden Patina. That might be nice. We haven't done this one yet, right? Blue flowers, green flowers, whatever. That's not weird, right? That is dark. But it's lovely. It's a lovely odd colored flower. What else? Whoops, where's the... Maybe some of this randomness here and there. Not sure what it is, but you know, it's small, so it'll be hopefully fun and show up on some pieces here and there. And do a little bit more of this one. Ow. Yeah, that still had a little brown on it, so we got an interesting thing happening with that. Alright, oh, I don't really want to do lines per se, I guess. That, because the lines, that would take away, oh, here we go. That would probably take away from, let's do a small one. Well, at least we know it will stick to this. And, oh, it'd be lovely if it goes in the right place. It goes where I tell it. It'll go where I tell you. Little doilies are fun to use on this kind of a thing. Might not use numbers on this. I mean, I can always add them later. Alright, let's go back to the first one because it'll be pretty dry now, right? And remember when I took the labels out? They're in a drawer. That's why I can't find them, because I covered it with another drawer. And I'm going to put these back in the drawer because that's what a normal person does. I'm not normal, in case you were wondering. Alright, let's get some good size stamps going on here. I'm going to do a bunch of different sizes. And I think, oh, do I have one of these down here? I'll be able to get better pressure with that too. Alright, we'll try it. Hopefully I won't break it. Alright, let's try a big one. I think these are signet stamps, these particular ones. Let's see if I can do it without getting it in the middle. And we're just not going to think about it. We're just going to put the label on there. Try not to block it with the ink that's over there. Kind of rub around there, and not bad, not bad. Do that a couple more times all across so we get one in every color. So we'll go across with this one. So yeah, Tina started cutting out, like she stamped some labels and then cut them out, and I was like, oh, what if we did labels on Roxy's painted paper, and how fun would that be? So, you know, it's a apparently paper came off. That's a distressed one. That is a chance you take when you use vintage antique kind of paper. Just so you know. Alright, I'm going to do one more down this way. Did not get the side very well on that one. That's alright. It's just, I know I should get that paper off. See, I know what I should do, yet I don't do it. Is there a verse about that? That verse was written about you. Just saying. Okay. This one. This one. Oh, I want to do some round ones too. Where's my... Ooh, this is like the biggest one I've got. But I don't think I would use one that big. That's the thing. This one is just slightly smaller. So let's try that one. The problem is not, if I don't have it on a thing, I should put it on the thing. Then I'll like press down in the middle more likely. Okay. This is fun. For me, I mean, for you, it's probably like watching paint dry. You know, might not be as fun for you. Unless I mess up, then that'll just be hilarious for you. I gotta remember, I moved the microphone closer to me because the AC was on earlier. Let's see. Another size. Try this one. this long, skinny one. Got distressed look going on again. We're gonna pretend like we did it on purpose. Well, if I had a bigger foam thing, that would probably help. Which I do have some fun foam over there, so I could have a bigger piece of foam. I have like the 2mm and the 4mm, so I have options. You know. But this piece of acrylic seems to be working nicely. All right. How are we doing? Need to add a little more glue? Because you can always clean the glue off. That's not a big deal. But I got round ones because I thought, round stamps, how fun is that? I also might have all the punches to match my stamps. That is an entire possibility. Because why would I want to have to cut them out myself? Don't overthink it. We're not overthinking it. Oops. Should we do a different color? Where'd the plastic part go? I just saw, there it is. What color? I mean, oh, I do have, hold on. Hold the phone. I have turquoise, blazing red, and black. Also, maybe we'll try this on one of the cherry cobbler. I mean, who doesn't love cherry cobbler? And maybe Night of Navy we'll try on the blue. Because we could do other colors. We don't have to do the same. I could even do that label, but it's a little bit busy, and we're already fairly busy. Was this my biggest round one? It might have been. That's all right. We'll try. It's clear. It becomes invisible. Just saying. I'm not used to these. I got these at the thrift store. This one was actually, it might have been wrapped and brand new when I got it. I'm not totally sure. So what will cherry cobbler look like on pink? It will look like nothing, because maybe it's not as inky as I thought. Try it again. Oh, that's better. That's nice. Would we like that anywhere else? We want to try it on one of these. Oops, I lifted it. That might mess. That's not bad. I mean, if I just do it random like this, and not line them up, I won't get as many, but I'll live. We don't have any square ones. Let's try a couple square ones. Yeah, it's just, I thought when I first got this it was like super juicy, but apparently sitting in the drawer all this time, it decided to change its mind about that. It's a little better. All right, I'm done with this one. It's not giving me its all. What about you? Are you gonna give me your all? All of me, all of you. Well, we're gonna get purple right now because that one's better. I do like a navy. Oh, I might have just gone. Oh, nope, I didn't. Good. Ooh, I do like the navy. Do, 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 do. You knew it was coming. Do, 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 do. Oh, that, see? It doesn't like the wax, maybe. Maybe that was the deal. Yeah, I think it didn't like the wax. How about the patty pockets? Did fine on the patty pockets. Let's try it again on the wax. See, on all these round things, you don't necessarily want circles. Unless you make sure you get, you know, just the right part of the circle, I guess. I act and talk like I know what I'm talking about, but I don't know what I'm talking about. Alright, this one's not quite square, but it's a different size than the other ones that I did. So I gotta remember, you want different sizes. Sometimes I'm not so great at remembering. I think that one might come out fun. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna finish doing my label parts later. Let's go ahead and cut a couple of these out so you can see how they turned out when they're cut out. Because it's just even better when they're... Hold on, did I say I had all the punches? Is that the right size for that? Nope, that one's too big. That one's 1 3/4. I think I need... Not one thing, 1 1/2 is too small. I mean, two, nope, 1 1/2 is, oh, it's a little small. But there's nothing in between. So, thought I had all the right sizes, but maybe not. Ow, I just hurt myself. Because the whole point of these punches was, must be the same size. The whole point of getting the punches, because there's nothing in between 1 1/2 and 1 3/4. So the stamp was not made, you know, it says it's one side, but it's really kind of one size. Oh my goodness, I just can't. Maybe I don't like the round one so much. Yeah, I'm going to lose a little bit of that paper, but that's okay. You just forget how fun labels are until you see someone make labels and you're like, oh yeah, I have, because you saw someone do this before and you went out and you bought label stamps and then they came in the mail and you put them away. Maybe you opened them, maybe you tried them out, but maybe you didn't. How do I know? Because I've been there, done that. Totes my goats. Now, it would be nice if the ink I used on top was a little bit more opaque. Oh, that's right. I wanted to do a rusty hinge one, didn't I? Which would be opaque. I mean, it also would be subject to, you wouldn't want to get it wet. That is really cool what's happening there. I mean, you can't see it, but I think I got just like the tiniest little bit of pink in there or something. Oh, there we go. Isn't that kind of cool? Almost looks like a rainbow. Alright, let's try a stamp. What's this one? Ooh, this one's an interesting. Where did it go? Don't know. There it is. It's invisible. Don't make fun of me. I think I still need a little bit of ink on that. Alright, let's see. Here goes nothing. Not quite dark enough. It is opaque though. Let's try it where it's the wax seems to give us issues, so let's try it. Oh my goodness, where? Right here where there's some numbers and some paper and the patty pockets. It'll need to dry. That's alright. I want to try some other Distress Oxides because they're opaque. And I wanted something opaque. So let's try a darker opaque, like Uncharted Mariner. So much for letting that dry, putting something right on top of it. And maybe don't get it in there. No, that one's not quite as opaque, is it? Oh, also, oh, I thought I was going to say it's tumbled glass. No, tumbled glass is beside it. And it would help if I didn't get it all in the middle like that. Let's see, how's that? Oh, and that's on the wax part, isn't it? Let's try it on a non-waxed part. Yeah, the oxide's nice because it is opaque. So that makes it nice for using. I'll let that dry a minute before. Let's do some of these. Whee! Get off of there. Some of these big ones right here. I know a couple of them are quite distressed. Kind of like me sometimes when I'm trying to do a video and things don't go well. And these are pretty strong because we've got, you know, collage paper on top of cardstock. I think you could do it with just paper, and that would be double thickness paper, which would be plenty thick enough. Which I might try next time. You see it? Probably not. Alright, let me do them all, and then I'll show them all. Because then I can, not all, let me do a few. And then I will bring them up to the camera. And yeah, it was yeah, I'm glad that the inspiration struck. So thanks Tina and Rachel for the inspo. Otherwise I might not have had a video, and then Lisa wouldn't have had anybody. Well, she would have found somebody else, but she wouldn't have been able to have breakfast and have morning coffee with me. So you know how it feels when you find out somebody has their morning coffee with you. It's so sweet. I have my morning coffee with Gail Agustinelli, so let's see. Jovi she had her video she did this week. She has a weekly mindfulness video, and it asked what your morning routine was, which I didn't answer her in the comments, but if she watches this, she'll see that I answer it. So Creating with Jovi, you can go check her out. She's super, super sweet. She's one of the sweetest people you'll ever watch on YouTube. But yeah, she's kind of she gets up in the morning and she's on the go. I cannot do that. I have to wake up. And no one can talk to me until I wake up. I mean, and it's not that coffee wakes me up either, because sadly, you know, some people actually do not get that caffeine jolt from coffee, and I am one of those people. But I drink it because I like the taste of it. And so I eat my protein bar and drink my coffee and watch Gail. That's my morning routine. And then, you know, do everything else I need to do. And then come down here and craft, or go do some bookkeeping, or grocery shopping, or clean the house some if I have to. That doesn't get done much. Yeah, I would love to be able to afford a maid someday so I could just craft more. Alright, I'm going to cut this where it would have been, and that'll, you know, maybe something will cover it, or it just makes it more distressed. No big deal, mamacita. And I'm cutting this where the line should have been, which I could come back through and darken the outside lines if I wanted to. Take that effort. But like I said, that would take effort. So probably not going to happen. What time is it? Oh, he needs to go. Well, it's only 10. Still feel like he needs to go to bed soon. He works at 8 o'clock in the morning. And he worked at 7:30 this morning. Alright, let's see if we can. Probably would have been better if I cut it out first. There we go. So, you've probably seen other people say this and do this, but you just kind of turn your piece. And there you go. Not perfect, but it'll do, pig. It'll do. I'm not calling you pig. I'm just quoting a movie. The other quote was from a TV show. That quote was from a movie, and I'm pretty sure most anybody could tell me what movie that was. Part 1 and part 2. But did you guess what show the Dig Depot was from? I'll tell you, because I won't remember in the future. It was The Cosby Show, when Claire had her reunion with her college roommate or something like that, and there was a teacher that they had that would tell them to dig deeper. And was she the same one that would say, Weak as water. Weak as water. I don't know. Those are random things that I remember from a long time ago. I don't remember a lot, but I remember super random things. In case you were wondering, soup's random. I like this one. Kind of got a couple flowers off the edge and then some script. And I can always add some script and numbers and, you know, make them how you like them. Make it so do. I like it like that. Make them like that. All right, let's see. Should I do a couple more off of this one? Oh, let's do the. Now that's a little bit drier. You can see some of the papers coming off. Not the end of the world. That still looks wet. That oxide. It's just shiny. I don't know if it's still wet or not. I guess if it's on my fingers when I'm done, it was wet. A little bleedy on some of the older papers. Let's see. This one was the Stampin' Up! Navy, right? So yeah, that one's shiny too. The one on the wax. That does not surprise me so very much. I don't know that I've actually done a full page of labels like this before. And I've had my labels for how long? Use your stuff. For me, it's like I haven't used it a lot, so I'm just kind of losing some of it because I'm not, you know, I'm choosing to lose it. What shape was this? I can't even tell. All right, I think it was kind of around the edge and then straight. May not be a keeper. And because you can't see the lines, but you know, I wanted to try it. Maybe the other rusty hinge would have done better. All right, let's see how we did. Let's get a background, sort of, so we can, there we go, so it can zoom in for us. Do one at a time. And that way you don't have to look at my mess of hands. Oh my goodness, this video ended up being way longer. Sorry, but hey, it was that or no video. So pick your negativity. Would you prefer an extra long video, which you could watch or could have watched at 2x speed? I tend to watch myself back at 2x speed. I'm not offended if you watch me at 2x speed, although I'm getting closer to my watch hours. When I first got to 1,000 subscribers, I was around something really crazy, like only about 1,400 watch hours, I think. And you need 4,000 to get monetized. And now I am up to 27 earlier today. And I think the organization of videos might be helping with that. So yeah, that's those. And then this is the paper, how it turned out and how the labels look, so you can imagine what they look like cut out. So there you have it, a twist on Rachel's Roxy weekly challenge that she just did this past Friday. Go check her out if you haven't watched her. Have a delightful day, guys. Love you.